Right. Is it okay to you got it? Okay.
Yeah, okay, let me hold on.
Let's go.
Welcome everyone, Water2Wine Podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Jay Sheree. Tay, go first because we know ladies first.
Ladies are always first. I'm your girl, Tay. Welcome to Water2Wine Podcast.
And I'm Water2Wine Podcast. My third time. I'm still getting used to it, y'all. Third time.
It's cool.
It's cool. It's a process. It's a process. It's gonna be all good. We have a very good show lined up for y'all. First, we're gonna talk about, if you want to call it a performance, Cardi B at the Grammys. Cardi B and Megan Thee
Talk
Stallion.
about the Grammys and the whole. My fault.
Bro, first of all, so we're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna talk about how they're trying to bring down my brother Kirk. Oh my God, I just really don't understand that. But I also wanted to take a look at that situation, being that the three of us are faith-filled individuals. But before we logged on,
I just cannot believe you are this disgruntled.
we learned of some unfortunate news that black men have been continuing to make all through the years. Okay, all through the years. They have been making this mistake time and time. Yo, okay, if you have been living under a rock, we have just heard, it has hit the internet that social media famous Derek Jackson, it has just been brought to light that he has been cheating on his wife for like 4 years. And I think to add insult to injury, on top of that, it was like apparent that he spent his birthday weekend and 4th of July weekend with his alleged mistress. And then on top of that, he has even slept with this woman in the bed that he shares with his wife. And then on top of that, I don't even know how true it is, but it is, they say that there has just been confirmed that it is another woman. Now, I don't know how true that is. I saw it in the comments while I was doing my research. But right now, we're just going to stick with the bulk of this because I was so upset by this information. No matter how many times people kept telling me, nah, he trash. Like, I liked him. I'm not going to lie. Like, I liked him. I liked watching his videos. And for him to fall short like so many men have done over the years, it's just,
yeah, it was pretty bad. Tay don't care.
What? Because I know, you know why? Because she used to be like, I don't understand why you like him. Like,
I do not get it. First of all, we are all human. Let's just say that there's no judgment as far as his actions. Right. Unless you are the person who always has so much to say. This man never has the mail back. Ever. Ever. Unless it's just like a really toxic woman. He has capitalized on broken-hearted, scorned women. And he has made a business out of it. Unfortunately, I'm so sorry. I know that's your boy. This man sit in his car and dog men like he
why do everybody
don't like being one?
Sitting in his car, like they be like extra medium shirt wearing, sitting in the car. I'm like, what? I sit in my car all the time.
The shoulders be, the neck be so tight. Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
No, okay.
That's neither here nor there. I don't like the fact that he is unfortunately, in my opinion, do not ever let me find out that you're giving me advice that you don't take. I don't like it. I feel like that is the most hypocritical, most egregious thing that you can do. That is an abomination to God, to be a hypocrite, to be hot or cold. Baby, if you cheat, be like, if you gonna cheat, don't get caught or something. You know what I'm saying? Don't just be out here talking about black men don't cheat and you black as you could be. I want you to live by the pseudo creed that you say that you live by. I really do. That's my only thing. I just never cared for him. I don't like how he always dogging black men. I don't like that. I don't like that. And women be like, yes, oh my God,
but
I love you so much. Like that.
I don't think it's okay. Wait, okay. Well, I want to get your opinion, seeing as you are a black man. Had you heard of him before this situation?
Yeah, I heard of him, and I ain't going front. Like I seen him, I was like, okay, this brother seemed like he know what he's talking about. You know, but I never went beyond that. Like, I didn't follow him on Instagram. I seen a video of him, you know, giving his 2 cents on about something, and he seemed like he knew what he was talking about. But I didn't even know he was married. I did not know that he was with a woman. I didn't know. I had no idea that he was with a woman. I had no idea any of that. So I was like, when I found out today that he had a woman, so
When he got caught.
I did not know. So I was like, dang.
So, all right, I'm gonna be honest with you. I liked him, but I liked whatever. But it was not because I know a lot of people like, oh, because he fine. That's the only reason why women like him, and oh, because he just like that wasn't the reason why I liked him. I was a fan of his because I felt like one, he preached or he spoke about or he pushed women having standards, and he also was talking about holding men accountable. And that's one thing that I myself have always wondered, like, do men ever hold other men accountable for the mistakes? Like, I've always wondered, do men, like, if you as a male have ever had a friend who you know is doing a female or his girl wrong, do you ever yourself be like, nah bro, you should probably go about that differently, or nah bro, you know you was wrong?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, no, go ahead. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, yeah, like I've had like friends, and I've had like, you know, even family members, like people I'm real close with. Like I've told them, like, yo, son, like you need to let it be known, like, hey, you need to
step up, right?
I do feel like there is a bit of a reluctance, you know, sometimes between men because of what we've seen today. Because, you know, there are some brothers who be talking like, you know, they God's gift to earth. And then you find out that, you know, they doing what they doing behind closed doors. It was like, it's really
exactly.
It's like when you judge, it's like I think it didn't start off as like, you know, as judging, but I think it kind of for real became judging. And some of the cats that he was talking about, situations and stuff like that, from clips I've seen, I don't study the brother, but from what I've seen, it seemed like he was coming off more of a judgmental. And I feel like when cats start doing that, you know, it's usually compensation, you know, or they feeling like, hey, like maybe I'm doing something. And then we find out about this. Granted, it's news. I don't know the wine lady. I don't know her or anything like that, but I'm not. If it's true, I would not be surprised. Straight up, like if it's all 100, like, I would not be surprised at all. Because he do seem like he was capitalizing off what he could do.
Yes, and it got worse and worse and worse. It started out like like you said, when he first started out, I felt like he was a very strong individual, strong-minded. I liked him, and then I started seeing repetitive, you know, videos that were more loosely based on just that, loosely based on men need to do. And I don't mind. I love the fact that a man's telling another man he has standards, but also, you know, uplift sometimes. Or, you know, rare, or, you know, try to motivate. It just seemed like the same thing. And that's just for me personally. I know every time I tell any female in this world that I don't really care for his newer work. They're like, oh girl, see, that's why you go, and that's why you got this going on, because you only nobody likes to hear that I don't like this man. Nobody likes to hear, and it's okay. I will not change my opinion. I do not flip flop. If I don't like it, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jay. I digress.
I'm just saying, because I feel like I'm not gonna change. Like, I'm not gonna change my stance on why I believe women were fans of his or liked him is because it's refreshing to hear a man say what some women have been saying for so long. Like, I want to have standards. You're not going to treat me any type of way. You're going to come correct. And once you realize, and we have acknowledged, like, I'm not going to keep playing this game that you like to play for so long. Like, come correct. This is by the book. This is how it's going to go, and things of that nature. So when we've been saying it for so long, and when you're saying it to a man, and they try to make it seem like, oh, you crazy, you tripping, nah, I'm not doing that, whoop-de-woo. And then another man comes on, it's like, see, I'm not crazy, I'm not tripping, I know what I'm talking about, like, da-da-da-da. But I feel like this whole situation has literally just...
Do men watch? Have you ever done, like what? Do you sit and be like, hey, yo, you heard Derek Jackson at his house? You know what I'm saying? Like, does anybody I've never dated anybody that's like going for him, like no man. So it's like you motivating all these men. It's not for men, obviously. You motivated me. You're saying what women want to hear because that is what's been selling, and you're saying what women want to hear, which is, I applaud you for changing the dynamic of changing the perspective, because the rules never change. There are going to be some women who settle. There are going to be some men who settle. There are going to be some women who take abuse, whatever the case is. I applaud him for trying to change the perspective of women. I definitely do. He is fine. He has the most beautiful set of eyes. But at the same time, to his defense, I can shame you and lift you up at the same time.
It's very confusing.
To his defense. And I remember, just people in life who are very motivational, people who are very uplifting. The saddest thing that you could do, really, if he was all good, like, you know what I'm saying, when before you knew he cheated, you could take something from him then. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, do you recount everything that he said and it's all a wash? Or do you...
No.
Do you feel like...
I don't do that with anyone. I'm not going to recount who you are just because. It does depend on certain things. I can't.
All right, I was about to say certain situations.
Certain things, yeah. Because if you was cheating, bro, and you talking about not cheating, like, bro, come on, bro. You can't be talking about you ain't got no business doing that, but you doing that. Like, come on, you can't be doing that.
And not only that, you doing it to the 10th power. Like you all
to your wife,
bro. To your wife.
It wasn't like he had a girl. It wasn't like it wasn't. Nah, he had a whole wife.
Flew the girl out.
Bro, yeah, the video I seen, like, it showed that the girl liked the picture of them.
Of him and
yeah, I was
the audacity of you.
What? I was like,
oh my gosh.
I often wonder, where do they purchase? Where do they purchase this audacity? Because it doesn't just come naturally. Like, you got to get some from somewhere else.
This audacity is not natural. This is a new form of
Amazon or something. I don't know where they get it from.
This Amazon, eBay audacity is just really, it's so disturbing.
It's like and the sad part about it is, and I after this we just move on because I can't.
Yeah.
The sad part about all of it is like he gonna come out with some poem or like a affirmation after this. The people like, I understand what you're going through. My husband cheated on me and I hate him, so I know you must be feeling real bad. He gonna turn it around.
Be on some no judgment. No,
give me a break. I'm gonna watch it too, just so I can.
My DMs probably
just so I can say something.
Like his.
Yo,
still though, you can't be preaching that and then be living a whole nother life. For real.
Or don't preach it. Change your direction. Change your narrative.
Right.
Exactly. If you was 100, it's like, all right, I did. If he came out and said, yo, I did that. I'm coming clean now. Yup, I did that. My bad.
Oh, he gonna have some kind of.
But you know what's like? But what's a good point is also like, do you really think that even if he was to come out, like, after, all of this blow up, like, all right, and we're gonna move on after this, seriously, but all of this blow up, like, they done put out receipts, this girl done share screenshots of their conversations, like, everything. She done talk about how his head game is the bomb, how his pipe is the bomb, all of that stuff, right? She's saying all of this, right? Okay. Even if after all of this, he was to come out and be like, I did it. I can't take it back. The flesh is weak. I'm sorry.
He gonna say something biblical too. He get on my
Do
nerves.
right. He gonna have a Bible quote, you know. Do you even think us as the community would even be like, it's all right?
Women will. Some women will. Brothers will definitely be like, man, I ain't trying to hear not a doggone word. Me personally, I'd be like, oh, all right. At least he took the L. And I feel like some cats real, but most folks, I feel like we gonna be like, all right. It sound good. Right, let's see. Consistent. Let's see what happened in this.
Let's see what
the first thing that the way that I found out about it is because of the memes. I didn't even know. I didn't even see any of the clips, so I already know it's bad. It's bad business. I already know it's dead. It's dead.
Lord,
no,
it was
like
as soon as I opened
because
my Instagram.
now you have it. I would rather be there's. A million people that's on Instagram and Facebook faking and lying flodge.
Yeah.
There are a million people on there. Once you have been found out and exposed, just like with Spider-Man, once he was exposed, he had no peace. He had no, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, once you have pulled the wool back, you can't fool people no more. Your business is gonna flop. And there's still gonna be women that follow him for whatever strange reason. There are still gonna be people that believe what he's saying. There are still going to be people that do not know anything about him cheating on his wife. So he's not going to lose everybody. But a lot of people are, because don't nobody want to listen to somebody that doesn't live by their own creed. Just like, I don't want to listen to anybody that's giving me advice about a relationship and they, haven't been in a relationship, haven't had a real relationship. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Yeah. Like,
anyway,
I believe that. I do think that. Like, I also believe that, like, if you do fess up, I will believe like another group of people who were, because for some reason this year is just the year. I don't know what's going on.
I don't even know what's going on, bro.
Like, and all that kind of stuff. But other people who may have cheated or other people who see, take the L. If he was to be like, all right, I took an L. It was my bad. Maybe some other people who be like, all right, well, if he took the L and he said, I can come out and be like, own up to my L, then maybe some other people could, get some feedback off of that too.
I would never even hold anybody to that standard. I don't even see nothing like that happen. Who the people that just broke up? The man from Migos and Sweetie Pie. Sweetie. They just broke out. They just broke up, and apparently he cheated. He out here posting Future memes. And everybody know Future the poster child for infidelity. So I don't even see him be like, you know what? Yeah, I messed up.
And the disrespect is uncanny. The audacity. He getting his from Dubai. He getting his from Peru.
On the shade room,
that's not standard audacity. That's foreign. That's like foreign audacity. How dare you?
The comments I saw in the shade room were kind of funny though. Like when somebody was saying, because she was telling the whole world that they cheated, and then he was just basically you ain't have to tell everybody that I cheated.
You didn't have to cheat with everybody either.
You didn't have to cheat, right? Like just like that, and that would have been my like, oh, but you didn't have to cheat. But to her defense, one, I can't remember what post Instagram I was following, and they tried to make it seem like her and what's the Migos man name? Quavo. They tried to make it seem like they broke up following like this interview she had did with apparently her
with
ex,
Sean Combs.
Exactly. So they tried to make it seem like Sweetie and Quavo break up following Sweetie's interview with ex-boyfriend whatever Combs. And I was like, dang.
It's all
I didn't know they dated.
In what both of them said. Because it's all validated in both of what them said. Because Quavo stated straight up right after, he was like, I did it. You ain't have to tell everybody, but I did do it.
First of all, this is what I got from it. This is what I got from it. The brother said, "You're not the person." Like, okay, you didn't have to do all. Yeah, he said, "I did it, but you didn't have to do all that. You're not the person I thought you was." How dare you catch me cheating and tell everybody and leave?
So now you the victim. The victim. Like, how?
You're not the person I thought you was, sir. You have been slanging all over who knows what. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why are you so how dare you cheat on? First of all,
no
I
type of
don't care what's going
accountability.
on with Sean Puffy Combs. I ain't see they're exes. You
Literally.
don't know if they're on good terms. I'm not Puffy, but the son. You don't know if they're on good terms, bad terms, if they're still friends, if they're still cool, they're able to have a conversation. That does not negate the fact that she said multiple occasions. So I'm thinking back every time she got all these roses and flowers and Bentleys, that Bentley must have been a pretty big deal.
Right.
Because every time I turn around, you're getting gifts. And I'm not saying that a man shouldn't gift his girl. You should. Thank you. I wish I was gifted a lot more. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that. But I'm also saying that I don't care what celebrity status you have. A woman wants to feel that she has something that nobody else has.
Literally.
That's in everything. You want to feel like, okay, this is mine. And he not out here to slide up in between somebody else's legs. As my man, you have committed to me. The world and what kind of woman? Anyway, the world knows that you are my man. And you are still out here making love or having sex with women like they, girl. I don't care how much money you got. Hopefully,
there's no way.
I thought it was gonna work too. I was convinced.
Me too.
But that lets you, bro. But that lets you know.
I was like, Quavo, cool, nope. Sweetie, cool. I thought it was gonna.
First of all, I really thought he in the kitchen whipping like it's stir fry and all of that. No, I know it's gonna work. Well, none of them. Because look at what happened with Cardi being him. The other one.
He got Cardi back.
He got Cardi back, but that's because she don't cook, she don't clean, so she ain't really bringing that much to the table.
Hey, he had a picture of her cleaning.
Anyway, okay.
I have nothing more.
Okay, so we're gonna change gears. Since we just spoke about Cardi, we're gonna talk about the Grammys in its totality. However, speaking about Cardi, she has once again received backlash about from her performance that she did at this past weekend or the weekend before last Grammys. She performed her new hit single Up, and then following that she did her hit single featuring Meg Thee Stallion, WAP. I have to be very transparent because I spoke about the single Up on the podcast that we do, shameless plug, the collab presents podcast. Check it out. I really wasn't feeling Up, but I really have to be honest. I am woman enough to admit when I'm wrong, and I blast it every time I get up and work out Monday through Friday. It's just something about that. Just every time it's up, I'm just with my weights like, yes, up. Yeah, I'm really not even gonna lie, so I actually like it. So, but she received a lot of backlash about her performance at Grammys. They said that they cannot believe that the Grammys even allowed her to do the song, let alone the performance piece with her and Meg Thee Stallion. Okay, so first, did y'all have a chance to actually watch the performance?
Oh yeah, I watched it.
Yes,
I watched it.
I know you did, big boy. I watched. Oh yeah, I watched.
Yeah, all right. I'm gonna go ahead and say it, y'all. It wasn't that bad. I didn't think.
Bro, you got it.
It was literally. Bro. So I have 3 points. I'm gonna keep them real short. The Grammys, big no.
That's a great. Thank you. That is my point. Go ahead and say it.
The Grammys has a class about it. And I'm not saying, look, y'all, WAP is award winning, okay? Regardless of the sexual connotation, regardless of anything. As we spoke again on the collab presents. She's not a role model. No, she's not. You are supposed to be able to control what your children see, listen to. But you're watching the Grammys. You're watching people walking around in gowns. Girl. You telling me you sitting in the audience with Tom Hanks, and he's sitting there, and
Charlize Theron.
Yeah, and Blue Ivy sitting over there with her mama now. You know, I want her Grammy. And you telling me that these people get on top of each other, booty, butt, thong, naked.
Girl, they was bumping coochie because they legs the legs interlock like
they
this.
Did the Edward Scissorhands. They did.
Bro, you are. It's no way that you about to, bro.
Yo,
it's the Grammys. Bro. That's my first.
Y'all
it's
over
the
here,
Grammys.
like...
There's a certain dignity. There's a certain dignity in the intertwining of legs.
I saw them do that little look, and then they did that little turnover. And then they did the little
That's too much.
We are going to be very honest. We are all grown. We all pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
We all have watched porno. We have all watched porno at one point in time in life. I have seen that move on a porno. Okay? They literally slid into each other and like did like this, and then like Megan posed like this is when she posed on top while like, bro, come on.
The song called WAP though.
Right,
that is my second point.
Fine. I don't think that there's a problem with that. I hold the Grammys accountable also because they know that song. So I feel like they should have been like, first of all, I know from watching like behind the scenes with BET Awards and stuff like that, your performance and your song list has to get pre-approved before you they even say like, okay, yeah, you could come on or whatever the case may be. So I feel like that's why the Grammys is also kind of get some form of backlash because it's like, why would you even let her perform that song? But with Cardi, I feel like I hold her responsible because I'm waiting to see another side of her. We know you could bust it open. We know you stripped. We know you can do all of this. Let's get another side of you. She was all elegant. Remember when we first found out that she was pregnant and she performed on Saturday Night Live and she did that song, Care for me, whatever that song is. Yeah, and she was pregnant and she had the white dress on. She had the hair up. She looked very regal and elegant. And she could have did something like that.
So WAP.
Bro, why would you be
could have not done
that for the BET Awards or for the hip hop awards, bro?
This was not the BET Awards. This was whatever the awards was.
Thank you.
That they used to do like on Bounce TV. They show like I can't even remember. It's like the hip hop something award. Like the Freak Nasty Underground. My thing is this. My second point is, and I might get backlash for this. I don't care. I felt like, okay, so 2 years ago, maybe it was last year. I don't know if they did it last year because of COVID, but 2 years ago, the Grammys got backlash because they didn't nominate enough Black people, right? It was like one. This year, it was like they wanted to scream it from the mountaintops. We don't want no smoke.
Yep.
We don't want no smoke. So they allowed, instead of saying, and I don't appreciate that. Look, listen, we are dynamic people. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. I instill that in my child every day. You are fearfully and wonderfully made. Okay, we have all twerked at some point. Okay, all of it. I don't do it very well, but I have done it. I'm not saying in any shape, form, or fashion that whatever you do, you know what I'm saying. It's just the world has become so sexualized. I feel like the Grammys was like, okay, whatever you want. We want the ratings. We want whatever the case is. I don't know what they said. But you have enough songs that have gone platinum, triple platinum, whatever come out the platinum. You have enough songs. Why do you have to do that? Megan Thee Stallion, beautiful girl, 6 feet something tall. You know, beautiful girl. Why do you have to get on the Grammys? It was uncomfortable. It was like they got so many FCC violations. I mean, complaints.
Right.
Why? What was the like? And then they get on. And then, you know, they get on. I don't care what you know what I'm saying. I ain't no role model. Okay. That's fine. But 9 times out of 10, a lot of families were watching the Grammys together. You know, it came on later in the show. Whatever the case is. Nobody is expecting to watch the Grammys. Now the BET Awards, no host bar, ain't no telling. You know what I'm saying? You might even hear a couple cuss words.
And the hip hop awards too. What is that? The BET?
Yeah, the hip hop awards.
And that was my thing. Yeah, like I'm not saying, I just feel like you have to know your audience and know when it applies. And I feel like this time around, like the Grammys, they went so hard to keep from, because you know we cancel culture, everything is cancel. Oh, they not showing black people love, cancel. Oh, they not cancel, and they wanted so hard to not get any of that backlash, that what they did this year, like that in itself, like I would not have even been okay with even performing that at the Grammys. Know your audience. That is something that they teach you when you decide that you want to do anything in entertainment. You have to know your audience. What you do at VH1 and all that, you're not going to do that at the Grammys. You're not going to do, like, it's a time and a place for everything. And I feel like that is where everything is getting, that's where the line is getting so blurred with this situation. And at first it's like, oh, it's not that bad. Little Kim, like, no, like that was
bringing up Lil Kim every time somebody gyrate on stage.
Right. It's not
that was like, a whole nother time.
That was literally, and my thing is, I was just like that in itself. And then you also have to, like, it was just so, you have to think about, like, even when Lil Kim was out, like, they didn't even air the hip hop category on the Grammys. So, like, they didn't air hip hop and rap, I believe. Like, those were just, like, announced during the red carpet. Oh, winner of this. Like, that was it. It was nothing else. But, like I'm saying, like, it's just, and hold yourself to certain, like, show them that you could do more than one thing, because I don't want them.
Versatility. Exactly.
Yes, like, you just come out here and they looking at you, and you know there's the ones in the audience like, oh, look at her, typical. Oh my goodness. Like, come on. Like, let's.
All right, so what would y'all rather, was that the song that won the award? Was that the song that won the Grammy? Was WAP the song that won?
I don't even know. Like, literally,
I
don't even know. And I'm not like, I love the fact that she came from, she's one of the only people from that franchise of that television show that actually, that actually bounded up from that and became this mega star. I applaud her. I mean, all I'm saying is, like Jay said, know your audience. That wasn't it. That wasn't the time or the place to be up there. I mean, it just wasn't the time or the place. And I felt like the Grammys kind of capitalized on that. Like, we woke, see, we let y'all act the fool. I don't like that. I just feel like the Grammys should have been like, this is mainstream television. This is channel 6 or whatever channel it came on. I just didn't feel like that was the place. And then third of all, you know, congratulations on a high note. Congratulations to Beyonce, who's the most awarded Grammy winner in history.
Okay, bitch.
And she even, like, I was thinking Beyonce was gonna be looking like, oh, you know, like, oh, thank you guys, you know. She was genuinely shocked. You know what I'm saying? Like, and her and Jay-Z gave a little, you know, side lip kiss. I was like, look at them. I mean, that's huge. You know, and I guess
was cool.
What would be?
Well, I mean, what Beyonce, I mean, her winning all the awards, but I thought, you know, the whole thing with her and Megan Thee Stallion, you know, how they have a song together. They both from Texas, you know, they both, as far as like the faces of like, as far as like their particular brand of music. So I thought that was pretty cool. I thought, you know, them showing each other love on stage like that, I thought that was cool. Yeah.
I think that could have been, I think I would have rather hear Savage.
See, they could have been Savage. See, oh wait, that's not Cardi B song.
That's not Cardi B. Is that the only song?
Cardi B could have did anything that she wanted to do. She could have did what's that, photo shoot or something? That's the most awarded song that she's done. That's like, it just gets better. She ain't have to do nothing if you ask me. I mean,
like, so let me ask.
I love her. She could have did. Well, I don't know if Up was out then.
I do have a question, and I know you like music and lyrics. Does the fact that she didn't have anything else that she could perform, does that not show that she's not that versatile as an artist?
It's about Cardi or Megan?
Cardi. That shows that you really only make one type of music. Like, I
think it's like towards her marketing, like who she is. Like, she was a stripper before, and it's like, as far as like where she came from in her story, like she has that song "Careful." You gotta be careful.
Albums ago.
I feel like it was albums ago. You know, but how long Cardi? I mean, I'm saying Cardi been here for a minute, but I'm saying, like, as far as like her actually making her own stuff and everything, like, hasn't she said that she's had ghostwriters? Like, hasn't she said that she's got like other people to produce certain stuff? So I'm saying, as far as like, I feel like that's all part of the image. Like, I feel like that's all part of who she is. I'm not saying that now we should try to go ahead. She should try to do some more stuff. I feel the same thing about Megan. I feel like Megan is extremely talented as far as like how well she can rap. I would like to see some more layers and more complexity as far as like content is like what she rap about. Right now, just what she rapping about. I mean, like she like 22, 23 years old, so I'm not really super surprised at all she's rapping about. But
I grow tired very quickly. Like if I feel like there's a particular artist, I will not name his name, but he is very popular. And I just feel like every time I hear him, I hear the same thing. I even, like I said, okay, maybe being too critical. So then I started singing lyrics to another song that this person made, to another song that was actually on at the time. And it sounded the same. People do, okay, what else do you have? Okay, you can tap dance. Can you tap dance and blow a horn? Or can you just tap dance? You know what I'm saying? Like what I feel like as a woman, especially coming from your background to where you are now, you on private jets, there has to be some silver lining. There has to be something in between. That you can, like you said, be careful with me. Okay, you can talk about your relationship woes, but I'm going to tell you this. I do not apply. So first of all, you making music for people's children that your children don't even listen to.
Facts.
Your kids don't even listen to. I bet your baby little coach one down there watching the Grammys. You know what I'm saying? It has to be more than this. And I feel like you saying, you know, I feel like, and I always get this image in my head of Sambo. I always get this Sambo image in my head. Sambo is a character, a black character that was created by white people. He was a performer. Okay. They know that sex sells. You making them a lot of money just like they're making you a lot of money. They don't want you to lose that image, but at the price of what? Literally. At the price of what? Like at what cost? Will this become, okay, God, we have seen, I mean, I feel like I have seen your stuff down there. Literally. I understand. We don't have to watch. No, we don't. But what else do you have? Because I'm really rooting for her. Like, that's amazing to be.
I really do like Cardi B. Like, I loved her. Loving Hip Hop New York. Like, she is so hilarious. I follow her on Instagram. She is funny. I love her. I love how she boasts about, you know, taking her family out to PJs. I love how she brag about taking care of her mom, paying her mama bills, setting her mama like that. I feel like that is something that everybody aims to do. Like, I want to take care of my mom or take care of my family, elevate them or whatever in any type of level or capacity. But how many ways can you keep talking about how good your vagina is and only wanting somebody to just pay for your vagina? Like, it's but so many times that you can rap about that. So show us a different side of you. Like, I would like to see, like, I liked that song that she had, Care for Me, and I feel like I really liked it because at the time, if I'm recalling correctly, it came out when she was pregnant, and I feel like it had just got leaked that he possibly cheated on her or anything like that. Somewhere around that time. So it kind of gave us a look into her. Like, it gave us a look into how she felt. And it's something that we as women can also feel, because we all like, yeah, do this, do that. But at the same time, we have that vulnerable side. And it's just like, dang, like, I was doing all of this for you, and I'm thinking we like this, and you don't care for me, or you're not there for me, and you're out here doing this and that. So I feel like it exposed us to a different side to her. But I'm just really kind of like, you've done this one thing and rapped about this lifestyle that you know for about 2 albums now. So this next album, like, I'm ready to see another side of her. I feel like she could.
Yeah, I want the thug to come in. I want the blood. Yeah, I want the blood.
I want to like tell me, just give me something different. I want something different. Like, shake it up. Let's bust it.
Because we're rooting for you. Because we are rooting for you.
Right, literally.
Like, we really are. Her and Megan Thee Stallion. Like, I don't like when people talk about Megan Thee Stallion's looks and call her man. I don't like that. But she's a beautiful.
I'm not really a Megan Thee Stallion fan. Like,
I'm not either, but I will say that. I will say that. I feel like
I'll talk about Jasmine though. Jasmine over here with the like she ate something sour. Like I don't know.
Like you know what it is? Like, okay, I do like that song Body, but I don't like it. Like I like the body, yada yada, and I like the dance.
I don't.
You know, but I think the reason why I'm not a major super huge fan of her because I feel like the avenue which she's on is overpopulated. It's like everybody.
Okay, so yes,
she doesn't stand out that much to me. Now, had it not been something that everybody was trying to do, I probably would like I like Little Kim. You know, I was liking Little Kim because she was different. You know, it was something so different and appalling, you know, like, oh my God, what? Like it was something that we had not heard or seen before, you know? So not to say like I'm a prude or anything like that, but because it's so many of it now, it's kind of like overpopulated to me. And to me, you're not standing out. You're just like all the rest of them.
So you don't feel like her wordplay stand out as far as like her ability to rap? I'm not saying that other female rappers can't rap. Like I feel like Mulatto's nice. I feel like Dreezy's nice. I feel like what's her name is there's one more female rapper who can rap pretty straight too. But I mean yeah, there's other ones, but I do feel like Megan, I do feel like Mulatto can rap too. Between them two, and that's for real, at least as far as like that's what I be hearing on the radio. As far as like who gets to play, who gets the most play, who gets the most burn, I hear their songs the most. As far from what I've heard, they can rap.
I feel you on that.
They can rap. It's just I do feel like we could use more of a, you know, of them. What I want to say this. I'm only saying this because I'm an artist. So in the sense of like when I know it's hard for you to put who you are into your work and still make it like, you know, make sure that everybody gonna be with it in a sense. As far as like what she has, I don't know what kind of deal she has signed with the label. I heard there was some issues going on with her label as far as making the Stallion and all that kind of stuff, direction and what they're supposed to promote and all that. Of course, you know, the whole thing about her mother and, you know, her still going through all that, the whole thing with Tory Lanez, her going through all of that, the whole thing with now she got the Grammys, the whole thing with wow. I feel like she's going through a whole lot. As far as like, there's like a whole lot going on with her life. And I feel like right now, what she's trying to do is kind of like, hey, this is what working. This is what I know what worked. I gotta keep doing it. Yeah. I got a job to do, but I do feel like that time is coming. I do feel like that nuance is coming. I do feel like lady rappers who may have come off with sex appeal at first, I do feel like they know I feel like they gotta know that, you know, sex can't can't be sex sells. It just can't be sex sells. So I feel like they know that. I feel like it's coming. Yeah. Eventually. So.
Yeah, I mean, because you know, when you get to be 40 and 45, they don't look the same. You know what I'm saying? It don't look the same. It don't sound the same. I'm not gonna say I'm not a fan of her music only because I've just heard so much better in life. And that sounds so ugly. But I just feel like it's if it wasn't for the body, I don't feel like it would be. You don't feel like
I feel like it's all a package. I do feel like when I heard her, I was like, okay, who this girl? And then when I seen her, I was like, oh. Like when I seen Megan Stallion, I was like, oh, okay. So this, the name, everything. I feel like obviously she knew what she was doing. Like she had to get herself noticed.
So I knew of her. I never really was like, oh, you know, Megan Thee Stallion, whatever case. Everybody just kept talking about her. And then I really only heard songs that people were putting on like their Instagram story. And like that was really it. And the clips that I heard, I'm like, well, she sounds just like City Girls and Cardi B and Mulatto and everybody else talking about their vagina and having a big butt. So I don't understand what the big deal is. So then the whole situation happened with Tory Lanez. And I am probably going to get so much backlash for what I'm about to say. But I was like, if you date somebody and you just care about them paying your bills, you're not looking at no sort of criteria. So, and I really don't think she's that innocent in what exactly happened. I'm just going to be honest. Like, I need the full story because I don't feel like he just was sitting in the car and was like, pop, pop, right in your foot. Like, I need to know every single detail of what happened because I'm just not. Domestic violence and
I stopped
all of
talking
that.
about it. And I feel like, not to mention, with that situation, not to mention, I feel like, a lot of times, first of all, if you, and I wasn't there, but if you shot me in the foot, I'm screaming from the mountaintop, this shot me in the foot, I want him arrested, I want him killed, I want him maimed tonight.
It has to be something that has literally transpired. The best friend won't talk. He's 4 feet.
He's like, I want to talk about it. I want to talk about it.
Listen, there's more to the story. That's all I'm gonna say because
I believe that for sure. I believe that.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying. There's way more to the story, and everybody's talking about you supporting domestic violence. First of all, no, I'm not supporting domestic.
Support anybody getting shot in the foot.
I don't support anybody getting right. But I'm saying I know that there's more to the story, so I'm not just going to sit here and rag on him and all this other stuff. I'm just not speaking on anything. I'm just like, damn, she got shot in the foot. That's
I think like,
but she sure did perform.
2
weeks later.
What is wrong with her?
She sure did perform.
Really liked. My fault. No, go ahead.
You good. I'm just not about to. But then I heard the Body song, and I really just like the chorus. Body yada 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 yada.
That's the part I don't like. And I
really, I just think it's so catchy, and like I like when she be like,
she knew what she was doing.
Like all of it do make me want to be like. Like when I be listening to her chorus and like her first, she be like, "Look at how I bodied that, ate it up and gave it back." Like, oh yeah, it made me want to be like, But after a while,
it's thuggish, ruggish bone, I guess. But I guess it's just like, okay, every song I like that ones don't start off as sexual as the other ones, but it does because the chorus, body crazy, whatever, big. Little ways. When did they start saying titties on the radio?
I want somebody to make a song about like a real woman's body, like big belly, stretch marks, and like just like real transparent and honest about it. Like, cause everybody ain't.
My man Anthony Hamilton back in the day.
Oh, that was my homie though.
Big Bone.
Oh no.
Just a big bone, yeah.
That was
you know what? Because I feel like I'm gonna be honest. Like, when people sometimes make songs for big women, speaking as a representative, like sometimes I feel like it's kind of like poking jabs. Sometimes, like make way for the big girls. Watch out for the big girl.
Right, like watch out for one knock you down.
Yeah, like watch out for the big girl. What?
Yes, I'm saying. All right. You just said now, Jab. You just said. Like you would appreciate a song about somebody loving up on them with a little bit.
But I don't like when they make them.
Anthony Hamilton did it back in the day when it wasn't cool. He did it when it wasn't.
But did you hear that? Sister Big Bone looking like a play. Like, come on now.
Right, so big bone don't always mean big bone. She could just have a big back. She could just have big back.
It has always been a nice way to say fat. When somebody say, "Oh, you done gained weight," I ain't big. I'm just big bone. That's like an excuse for being fat. Like that's like your bones just sitting in your body bigger than everybody else. Not likely. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a nice way to say it. But at the same time, like you said, sometimes it sounds disrespectful because of how they say big girls to the dance floor. That you just imagine like the building shaking just like, and like on that little video. Just
running to the dance floor like this.
I do think that
with their little heels on, like
some dudes really do this like bigger women though. I've seen it.
I've straight up seen it. But dudes fetish. They make fetish out of big women. Okay, like some dudes will like big women, but only in the closet. Like it's like, oh, I'm fetish size. Yes, like it's like I'm feeling you, but everybody know I'm feeling you. Like nah, bro. Out of here. Like shot from out top. Let's go. These arms is wiggling and this belly is jiggling. Like,
so
what's up?
So how are you supposed to know when somebody? How I want to talk about this for real. So how do you know if somebody's being legitimate or not, as far as like what they for real like? If somebody in that space, like somebody who like an R&B cat who's nice, came out with a song talking about women that was bigger size, and
like if David Banner did it, I believe it.
Do you really? I don't know if I believe it.
Saying, like, I don't know. That is a dude I see. If I see him with a bigger, I'll be like, okay, I could definitely see that.
I think it's the chorus, because wasn't the chorus like Sister Big Bone looking like a plate of neck bones? Like, why? Like, come on.
What Greasy and what Greasy
from the South though.
Greasy and artery clogging, like, bro.
He from the South. Y'all ain't from down here. We not from down here. So
well, no, Tay is from Georgia. Tay is from Georgia.
I'm Southern as they come, baby. I know a neck bone. I see one. And I do not want to be compared to a neck bone.
Greasy and artery clogging and oily, and it's just.
And then you slap it on top of rice like it's gravy. It's like
if I had collard greens and neck bones in the pot storm, you mean to tell it's Thanksgiving? I'm not gonna eat it. But and that's what he's.
I can't, like, you not about to compare me to a plate of neck bones, like.
And you're not gonna sit up here and talk about Anthony Hamilton like his wife ain't a size 2. Give me a good
Thank you.
I don't want to hear that.
Thank you. If his wife is small, I don't get it. So therefore, with that, that just discredited your whole.
That killed all of that.
No, even Bow Wow had this song, and it was like, she working that, but it was like a big girl song. Every girl he has ever dated has always been light bright, damn near white.
Bow Wow, so I don't really take anything that he says to her. This man was on Coach, trying to act like he was on a plane by himself.
We really don't have that many examples because ain't that many people out here making songs about big girls and real bodies. Like, and come on.
We talking about real bodies. We talking about real bodies.
Oh, wait, no.
We are because we have real.
We are because we have real bodies. Like, okay.
Oh, Kendrick didn't. Kendrick didn't.
Please send me the song so I can listen to it, and I will gladly recant.
Show me something real. Show me something real, like some ash with some stretch marks.
He just want a bit. That this is what I really, truly want people to understand.
You can't control his art form, though.
I'm not trying to control his art form, but because I want from rappers to fashion industry. Just because she has a big butt does not mean she is plus size or thick. She just has a big butt. A plus size woman has a stomach, has arms, like it's everything. Yes, people carry weight differently, but stop saying, I like a thick girl, and all you seeing is somebody that got hips and booty. Because I am a big girl. I am a plus size thick woman, and I have no form of hips, not a hit or a like nothing. But
I was saying real bodies, though.
And I am the opposite.
I said real bodies. I wasn't just talking about.
She has the like, I'm saying it.
I was like, I'm saying you gotta. Well, what about the real bodies? About the girls who like work out like OD, and then they get there. Some women really are naturally like, we have women that are super slim, just naturally, for real. And I'm saying like when we say real bodies, we could be talking about some of those bodies too. I do believe we could do a little bit more.
9 times out of 10, that is what they're talking about. They just want someone who has no stomach and a big butt. Like, that's really it. I've never seen any man.
Listen, don't do nothing for me if you're doing it out of sympathy.
Thank you. That part.
Don't do nothing for me if you're doing it out of sympathy. Like, I feel like what's overly saturated is the woke people now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel like everybody that's say they woke is woke. Like, everybody want to wear necklaces of Africa and like, thank you. Thank you.
I thought we were past
but I just feel like a lot of people would jump on a bandwagon because somebody told them to. Or they would jump on the bandwagon. Let me try a big girl because she, I don't want you to do anything for me.
Yes, it's a fact.
Because you feel like it has not been done enough. Okay, B, I want you to really feel like that. I want you to really feel like I want a big girl to like, sit on my lap and I don't know. Take my knees out. I don't know. I'm gonna try to pick up. I don't know.
Not take my knees out.
So, all right. So you feel that there are men out there? I'm gonna just ask them. So you feel that there are men out there that for real that do not love big ones? Like, do you feel that there are? Do you feel there are men out there that do love big ones?
Yes.
Period.
Yes,
Good quality
Have you seen
women
my
that
600
love
pound
them some
life?
big ones.
Nobody on that show ain't got no man. Nobody. All of them got a man. Every single one of them got a man. And they be
all the
dogging them
women
out
on
too.
my 600-pound life, they are all married. Yo,
They all got a man. I saw this lady. I swear.
episode, and they're not married.
I'm not
Swear to God.
going to fat shame this lady. But I saw this lady. There was no body to her. It was just like
fat.
I've seen
everywhere.
600-pound life.
This
You
man
show me
said,
that.
I'm going to do everything I can. He was like, I'm afraid that when she loses weight, I'm no longer going to be attracted to her. That is love, that you love her just the way she is,
fear.
overweight and almost dead. You love her just like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's a fetish. I don't care what nobody says. That is a fetish.
And that is what I'm saying. There are some people who make it a fetish. Like, I've seen like shows where like they love feeding the women, and the women are just so big. That is not cute, and that is not healthy. And
they get paid a lot of money for that.
No,
yeah.
they do. But that's not even like, bro, like there's even like, I'm sorry to be talking about porno so much, but yo, do you know that there's a category for fat, like it's like BBW, right? But yo, the women be so big, and the men be like pouring flour on them, and they be like, "Oh yeah,
what
you
about
like
that?"
Anyway,
Bro, I ain't never seen.
Let's reel it on back in.
Porno with no food.
That makes me sick to my stomach just thinking about somebody trying to feed me. First of all, is your hands clean? I got questions. But I just feel like there are men who solely want, like, you know what I'm saying? There are men who solely want a girl with a little weight on them. Yeah. Solely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You
know what I'm saying? There are men who are solely attracted to women.
Yeah.
That's your preference. Yeah, but do not get on these social media. Because I said, like the first question you asked, are there men who do not? I have seen, like, you know, I follow this site, and they sell plus size lingerie, beautiful lingerie. Mm-hmm. And they put it on an actual plus size person with a stomach, with hips, with butt, with all of that. She's plus size. She got the arms. Honey, she's gorgeous. Plus size. You go down the comments and people are so disrespectful. This is gluttonous. Lizzo, bless her heart.
I love Lizzo. That she love her. Love Lizzo.
I love the fact that she has the heart that she has, and that she let it roll off her back. You don't know what that lady does in silence. Yeah. When she's all by herself, because people are so freaking mean.
Some people are so cruel and so mean.
And a lot of them are men. A lot of them are men.
And they're men. And that's what I'm saying. It's be men. And this is what I'm saying. Like, I one reason why I love Lizzo is because she does not care what anybody says. Okay. When she received when she had went to that stadium and she had like the thong outfit or whatever the case may be, and she received so much backlash. And it was even people that I know, like who I went to school with, and they was like, oh, she looks trashy. She looks this. Why would you go there like that? And in my mind, I'm just like, what is the difference?
What's the difference
between her and when Rihanna wore that see-through dress where you could see her nipples and her thong? The only difference that nobody said anything. They was in the comments, yes, Riri, live, honey, live. What is the difference? Because Lizzo is plus size.
And I don't like
Rihanna's a size -1. What's the difference?
I don't like that. I don't like when I see Lizzo. I love her confidence. Okay, you don't say that under Megan Thee Stallion. So I love her confidence that she can go out. I feel like you're saying I love that she doesn't mind going out and she got all that fat hanging over her panty line. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah,
and I don't mean to be too judgmental. You're saying that to me. I love your confidence. So basically, I'm ugly and fat, but you applaud me for going out ugly and fat. Like, is that what you're saying? It's just heavy-set girls and big girls do not get the same love. I always be calling myself fat. They be like, you ain't fat. And you know, I'll show you fat. And I was like, well, that's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? It's just, nobody says, oh my God, unless you're deathly skinny, like you really have an issue or you getting sick or something like that. Yeah. Nobody walks around like, oh my God, she is so skinny. Oh my God, she is so skinny. I love her confidence that she's able to wear that dress because she is so skinny. Nobody says that. And you read these comments about Lizzo and it's black men.
Literally.
dogging out this woman because she is able to do what she wants to do and she don't care what y'all think. And plus, she be shooting her shot and they be like rejecting her.
And
I
got one question. Just one. What's the difference between? Is the difference between what Lizzo did and what was done at the Grammys was the fact that it was the Grammys?
Yeah. The fact that it was the Grammys is the main problem because you already know what Cardi and Meg gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like it's the audience, and I feel like to a certain extent, like it's you doing something like that on a stage. I feel like part of it is the reason why the Grammys okayed it is because it was like fish bait. Like it was kind of like, we don't want the backlash, so we're gonna try to make it as quote unquote black as possible, just so they won't get upset with things that they probably usually would shun. And I feel like it's also on Cardi B and Megan's part. I feel like you have a responsibility when you are thrusted in a certain light because you represent the community. So it's how you represent it, to how you come out there. You can once again say you're not a role model. You can say that you're not anyone's role model. You're not responsible for anyone, but in actuality, you are a reflection of the community to which who has put you out there and been like, been cheering and rooting for you for so long. So
okay. But I'm saying, as far as like the whole Lizzo thing versus the Grammys thing, my thing is this: as far as like who Lizzo is, I'm not gonna lie. I don't listen to Lizzo. I know who she is, and I know
I'm
that
not
one song.
surprised because you listened to Megan Thee Stallion, but you haven't listened to Lizzo.
I don't listen to Megan like that. Of course, I got a woman. You already know she bump. But anyways, but when it comes to Lizzo, I don't listen to Lizzo, but I have heard that song, and from what a lot of people, at least in my age range, as far as like what we know of her, we be like, it comes to that video. The first thing that they ever reference to her is the fact that she's a big chick and she got on stage and she did that split, and she she was doing the most with the whole thing. A lot of people, when we think Lizzo, that's the thing that a lot of people think of. That a lot of and I do think that, of course, black men are responsible of it, but is it fair to say that Lizzo has nothing to do with that? If we say that about Cardi and Megan, about putting their songs, their responsibility that they should hold to put out what they put out, are you saying that we can't hold Lizzo to a similar standard? That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely. If she did that at the Grammys, absolutely. I would definitely
if she did it at the Grammys, I would be like,
but because it was I'm saying,
at the Grammys, but
Grammys, but I mean, it's the Grammys, but you still putting it on TV and everybody gonna see it. I'm saying it's on hip.
It's the audience, though. You know what to expect. That's why Beyonce don't come to the BET Awards, because she already know what's gonna be happening over there. Beyonce never comes to the BET Awards. Beyonce can never come to nothing. Jay-Z don't come to the Hip Hop Awards. They'll never come.
That is very true.
You know, on the VMAs, you know that there is anything can happen. On the VMAs, when Kanye went up there and he interrupted, Lil Mama came out there trying to be from New York with Jay-Z. Anything can happen. The audience is always going to dictate how you present yourself. You're not going to go to the you might go to the VMAs in some jeans, a jean outfit.
Yeah.
You might go to the VMAs with some, loafers on. Nobody will kick nothing. Nobody will say anything. You pull up to the Grammys in some jeans, baby boy. I don't care if you win an award.
You're going to be on the front page the very next day. They're going to be looking at you
like, and you're going to be on Who Wore It Worst? On or whatever channel.
Literally, because they're going to be like, no, this is definitely a no. But it is definitely, she was literally just on, I think when she did that split with the wedding cake performance, I want to say that was just the MTV Awards, if I'm not mistaken, or the VH1, one of the two. But it was just, I think it was the MTV Awards. And that was it. So that was fine. And she had like half of a song. Like, it was because of how her butt sits. Like, it's kind of, anyway, but it was right. It wasn't, it was just like that. But it was the audience and it was where she was. I don't see her doing that at
a Grammys.
And if she did, I would be like, whoa. And then another thing is, like, a lot of the backlash that she receives, it'd be on her own Instagram page. Like, I've even had people be like, I'm so sick and tired. Like, I'm about to unfollow her because every time I come on there, she's showing her ass. Every time I go on Instagram, Rihanna's showing her nipple. Ain't nobody saying nothing.
I mean, it's just not even real. It's like nobody.
I'm
It
just saying,
is
like,
fair because that's not what you are attracted to. That's not what a majority of people are attracted to. That's what I think the problem is. I can probably put a collage of pictures together. Nobody takes pictures from the front anymore, obviously. You have to take a picture from the back. You have to literally be like this. Like, you know, you got to do the over the shoulder.
Literally.
Oh, such and such looking good in her Fashion Over. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is what is so commercial, and society has conditioned us to think that this is how you're supposed to look. That's why everybody that's dating a rapper has the same exact body. I think they go to the same doctor.
Oh my God, yes, they do. They literally do
anybody.
the
They
same.
have the same body.
There
is no diversity, and society has taught us that diversity means that you're different, which means that you're wrong. Mm-hmm. Society has always been that way. Because you're black, because your skin is darker than mine, you are less than a man. Because your body is bigger than mine, or because you know your body is smaller than mine, your man would never want me. Baby girl, I have literally had to choose men out. Like, please stick with your significant other. You got a whole woman, whatever the case is. Please do not think because I'm smaller than you or you're smaller than me that you're prettier than me. Because sometimes spiritually, you can mess with people that maybe have never dated a black girl that wants to date a black girl or a big girl because of how your spirit intertwines. It's deeper than just weight. And I need people to see that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, for sure.
It's so much deeper than that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, of course. I mean, I was just talking about in the comparison between Rihanna and Lizzo. I'm saying in the sense for Rihanna, I understand what y'all saying as far as like.
What you saying? Because you must like Rihanna.
Nah, I do like Rihanna, but no one should be going to Lizzo's page and like discrediting what the woman is. I'm saying you shouldn't go to her page and be trashing her or like. You know, going in on her. What I'm saying is though, if people like Rihanna more than they like Lizzo, I don't see what the issue is. If you like what you like, that's what I'm saying.
No, it's fine. Yeah, no, it's. I don't think there's anything wrong. You like what you like, and that's fine. Yeah. But don't discredit her for doing something that this other person is doing the same exact thing. Don't say, "Oh, she looks," because I literally went and I found the outfit. It was when Rihanna had like this netting type, like crystal netting.
Oh
type
yeah, like
on her head.
It was like the Met Gala,
it was a see-through, right? It was a see-through dress, and she had like a fur little like drape on her arm. The whole entire dress was see-through, and she had no bra on. You could see her titties, no nipple. It was titty. And her ass, she had a thong on. So do not sit here and say, "Oh, Lizzo is this, oh, that." You're literally saying that because she's big. I don't care what you say. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to tell you, Lizzo, I love you. You the bomb.com. Keep doing it. You out here stepping on their necks hard, and I hope you suffocate them. And that's not even the
fact. I hope you suffocate.
Do it.
Pressure windpipe.
Right.
Lyrically. Figuratively.
Right, and she do have bars. She can play the flute. Like, that girl is talented.
Yeah,
yes, I saw her sitting up there playing the flute. I was like, what in the world? This is so like satisfying.
She danced, she did choreography, danced, did the split, played the flute on beat to the song, and then jumped right back in with her plus size, not just big ass and big hips, full size, plus size dancers, and they all killed that damn choreography. Half of these women out here don't even have choreography anymore. She killed it and wasn't even out of breath afterwards. Still was jumping like, yes, please.
It's like, dang, it's like, you know, we got to jump through so many hoops.
Literally.
And, you know, I might not be, you know, I feel like I'm a plus size woman because I fit the size on Google. When you Google plus size woman, it's like that, you know, I wear one of those sizes. So I feel like I'm definitely a plus size woman. So I feel like, you know, it's just so sad. And this has nothing to do with what you're talking about. Well, I'm just making a complete statement. No. It's really sad that it's really stupid too. Because I feel like, you know, when you see a plus size woman in a movie, she's always the wholesome one.
Oh,
she's always like the bosom, you know, the bosom holder, or she's like the mother, or she's funny, like, you know, standing over a stove,
the funny best friend. Yes,
yeah, the funny best friend that single can't find no man.
So laugh out.
Or the grandmother. Yeah. She always got to be standing over a hot stove, cooking her life away.
Girl, this is exactly why I love
Baby D.
No, Shut up! I'll
Well,
smack
she's
you.
aggressive.
Super aggressive out here beating people up, and then what did they do to get her to calm down? Gave her a little Debbie snack. Get the freak out of here! Got her breathing all heavy, mimicking her. Like, no, I didn't like that. This is why I love, what is that movie with Just Right, Queen Latifah and
Common.
Common.
That was
She
cool.
got the
That movie was
man in
cool.
the end, and then to put the cherry on top of the sundae, he left the little light skinny thing for Queen
For a thick,
Latifah.
light skin thing.
Okay, but Queen,
She is definitely brown.
for the Queen, she is brown skin. She ain't light skin. Queen Latifah is brown skin. Queen Latifah is a
Y'all be
caramel
trying to recruit
macchiato.
people so bad. Y'all want to
Look,
recruit
Trying to get
so
people over to y'all
bad.
team just because y'all team weak. Who y'all got? Paula Patton, child boo. She dumb. She dumb and she can't act. She just light skinned and pretty. Please.
She not just light skin and pretty.
What was the last Oscar she was nominated for?
I don't know. I
They got Meghan
don't
Markle.
know. I don't know.
Oh, okay. They got Meghan Markle.
They got Meghan Markle.
They got Meghan.
But we got Harry. We got Harry. Harry's the dark skin brother. I don't care what nobody say.
He's a brother. I don't care what anybody say. He's a full
That man left.
brother.
That's what the Bible be talking about. Forsaking all others for your wife. That man.
What's the Bible verse when you leave your mama and your daddy? I don't know the exact verse.
Once you leave your parents,
you leave him and you
cleave on to
your
a woman.
wife. Praise the Lord. A man that findeth a wife findeth a good thing in Jesus' name.
That's why a lot of these men still at home with their mamas, because they just can't.
They out here treading water. They just wading in the water. They don't know which side to go.
Child, I'm like, listen, I swear to God, listen, my next relationship, I've tried love. I'm telling everybody out there, if you were like a plus size woman, I've tried love. I'm going for money. I mean, that's what's working. Like, you just let me know I'm going for money.
I'm going for money.
We don't have
So
to love each other.
Do you have your bank statement with you?
Please bring that to the day. Put up the cash out. Let me see your transactions. How much money do you send out? Child, I'm going for money next time.
I'm not dealing with you. Okay, so we got to switch gears. And we are going to talk about our next and final topic. Oh, good brother, everybody's uncle, everybody's cousin, depending on your age bracket. Kirk Franklin, his we'll say estranged son, okay, recorded Kirk Franklin while the two of them were having a very heated conversation, and in the midst of the conversation, Kirk Franklin slipped up and said a few curse words.
Slipped up.
He slipped. That man.
You heard how he said that? He ain't said
that man
nothing.
was pushed.
Said, I
He
meant
didn't slip.
So, okay, he pushed him to the limit, okay, and brother Kirk let him have it. Then the best way that any black parent, if you have a black parent, then you know how he let his son have it after his son tried him. So apparently people are really divided on this topic, because there are some, of course, them do-gooder Christian church-going folks are saying, oh my God, I can't believe he's cursing. How dare he curse? He's supposed to be a person of the cloth, and he's a pillar in the Christian community. He's not supposed to curse. I'm so ashamed, blah, blah, blah. Then you have real people who are saying, listen, and it's a lot of real parents. They like, I got kids, and sometimes your kids make you curse no matter how close you are to God. So it is what it is. I'm one of those people that I'm not turning my back on Kirk. Like, I'm sorry. I'm not turning my back on Kirk. Things happen. I don't see where he was wrong. My mama cursed me out plenty of times when I was growing up. So with that being said, I wanted to hear what y'all had to say. Well, I want you to take the lead on this one, being that you are a young, strong black king. I want to hear how you felt about this whole situation with Kirk and his estranged son recording him and then leaking the video.
That ain't something that you do. You know, you don't record your family beefs and then put them out. Do y'all know like what his son said to him? Like, do y'all know, like, I don't know what made, I know he said something out of line, but I wonder to know like what happened, like why he got so out of line,
Well, I'll give you that little part and I'll let you finish. So the son, I'm just gonna let you finish. But the son put out a recording because it's very hard to hold back. But the son put out a recording. You cannot hear what the son is saying, but you can hear him saying, yeah, like he's egging him on.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear that part. And so Kurt was like, look, I will break your MFing neck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that he would physically break his neck, but that's like one of those. He went far, and he was angry.
Right, literally. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was angry, especially as from your child. He was angry. So he said some things. He said some cuss words. You can't really tell what the son is saying. That's why you can't really tell what was the conversation and how it led up to that point because the son only released what Kurt did. He didn't release what he did.
Right.
So I'll let you go ahead, Will.
All right. So from my understanding, it seemed like the son probably was, out of line. And you don't do that. You don't upload nothing like that. I have been, as far as like me to my parents, I'll let y'all know, like, I ain't never had the brass to go ahead and say a curse word to either of my parents. And the thing is, my parents never cursed. They didn't curse. They didn't call me anything. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Like, I do, like, as far as like calling someone the B word, like, can I curse on here? Like, I don't know. But
yeah, you good. You good.
Calling them, I'm gonna say punk ass. Calling them a punk ass like that.
Yeah,
that is something that I know that I would never hear from my parents. But I have been cursed at as far as like they're doing something stupid, like when they start cursing and said, you got that shit in there. What the hell was you thinking? This, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. Like, like that's emotional. Like that's what's gonna happen. So when it comes to that, I think that Kirk, as far as like whatever the relationship between him and his son, I'm not saying that Kirk is, never did nothing wrong, but his son shouldn't have done that. Straight up, his son should not have done that. He shouldn't have posted that. He shouldn't have put that up at all. You don't put that up. Kirk didn't have to call him out of his name, but I don't really see that big of a deal. I don't really see that big of a problem with it. Like, it was a father-son moment. Straight up. That's what I see it as. Like, I don't really see it as like, he hates his son. I don't know the dynamic. I don't even know like what the relationship is.
Well, he's been transparent that their relationship is not perfect. They've gone to counseling, and they've had issues because he is the son that he had from a previous relationship before he got married to Tammy. So he has been transparent about the fact that their relationship is not perfect, and they've gone to counseling and tried to repair it. But for some reason, they've never really seen eye to eye. So, but Tay, where you at?
So when I heard the audio, it didn't strike me as it wasn't like shocking to me because, like I said, I have a black mother. My mom didn't cuss often. She had to be pushed to the limit to cuss, or you didn't take that chicken out like she told you, when you get out of school or whatever the case is. My mom didn't cuss often, but I also had a divine respect for my mother that if she said she was going to go upside my head, she was going to go upside my head. And I would never test her to the point where it's like I cuss her out, put my hands on her, anything like that. But when Kirk Franklin called that boy a punk ass, it kind of made me feel like there's some identity or sexuality or something like that might be working behind the scenes. So with religious parents, sometimes that can be one of those things that is like, that can divide a family if you're not, if you don't, I can't explain it, but I didn't like that part because that's what made me feel like there might be some stuff going on behind the scenes. Like Jay said, it's normal to me. Like, my former pastor said on Facebook, he was like, I don't cuss, but if my child talks to me like that, the last thing y'all will be worried about is cussing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I would act on it. You know what I'm saying? I probably feel different if I didn't have a child speaking on what I would do and all this and that. But it's like, I don't see anything wrong with it. The only problem that I see with it, if you're going to print the receipts, I need to know what store it came from too. Literally. You are the person who putting it out, and you have left everything that you said out. Mm-hmm. You went into this conversation probably with the intention to record him because you his son, you know how to push his buttons. I'm 33 years old. You probably didn't have no money, no problem spending the money. You probably didn't have no problem with anything else going on. So whatever was going on with him at that moment, you went in it with the intentions. He's saying, I ain't trying to hurt him, but if he don't admit that he was abusive, I'm gonna release more audio.
Right.
Now they talking about sexual abuse. Like, I'm like, it's just if you're not trying to hurt him, what is you doing? What? Like, you 33 years old. Tell the therapist, not Twitter. I've always said that about relationships. I feel like I hate when people in a relationship are arguing with each other on Twitter. Like, go downstairs. He's down there. Like, why is y'all doing this? I don't like that. I'm not like, I put funny memes and stuff. I might talk about some accolades with my daughter. But as far as like me telling like my personal business or anything like that on social media, before to pop up a year later and I'm still with this fool, you know what I'm saying? Like, looking stupid. You putting all this on social media. The only difference is this is a parent and a child. Y'all are forever intertwined. So it's like, for me, I feel like, there is some serious, I feel like only God can do it. Because if y'all have sought therapy, this boy is either mental or really, really, really hurt. And I just feel like, the whole family needs a man. It's just some stuff. It's some stuff, obviously.
So he did say that they have had issues for a long time. Personally, I feel as though I'm with you, Tay. Don't show me what someone did in response without showing me what you did to push it. Every action has a reaction. So you did something. And I heard one thing that Kirk said, and he was like, I will break your neck or whatever the case may be if you ever disrespect me like that again. So hence, with those context clues, it's something that you said that pushed him to respond in that way. And if it's one thing that you know about a black parent is they don't tolerate disrespect. They don't care how old you are. You could be old with a bunch of kids and they in a diaper. If they feel like you disrespecting them, they're going to put you in check for trying to disrespect them. So that was one thing. My second thing was, it takes a certain type of human being, a certain type of person to record their own parent and post them with the intention
that is sadistic. Yes.
having people or the public turn their back on him, because I know that's what I have a feeling that was his intention. It's like, oh, you Kirk Franklin, you're not supposed to curse, you pretend to be holier than that, which I don't feel like he has ever. One thing
like Kirk Franklin was supposed
I have
to
one thing
for the Christian community.
He has always been transparent about his flaws and his struggles. This man was transparent about when he had a porno addiction. He was transparent about his issues. He was transparent about his his mother giving him up and being raised by someone else. He was transparent about his toxic relationship with his father. Everything. He has always been transparent. And that is one reason why people who may not even be in the church, people who may not even be Christian based or whatever the case may be, why they like him, because he's so honest and transparent about his flaws. If you want to get a fan base, you have to be, once you're honest and transparent, that's going to make about your imperfections, that's going to make people love you even more. And that is what Kirk has always been. Okay. So when you recorded that in order to get people to dislike your own father, that's a different type of hate. That's a different type of anger. And I was just like, it's definitely not gonna make me turn my back on Kirk. If anything, that's gonna make me love Kirk even more, because
didn't it backfire? It was like,
I think it backfired because it had people. Girl, it had so many parents like, I got kids, and I know them kids will push you. Them kids will make you want to curse them out real quick.
I got four older sisters, and between the four of them, there's 13 nieces and nephews. Trust me, I've heard some curse words like back and forth, like
exactly.
At Thanksgiving, like, we have functions and stuff like that. Yeah, like, and of course, like, they're kids, but even as they get older, there's still some things that's going to happen. I don't know Did you say how old he was? How old was he?
He
I mean,
like
how old
30,
is he?
33.
30, yeah, 33. He like 30
Hey, man,
something years old.
you grown, bro. I don't know what the relationship is. I don't know what the relationship is. It maybe it's something to do with his mother or something like that. You think it got something to do with that?
I
Because I
don't
But
know.
the
know
mom came out. The
a
mom
lot
came
of
out and
Oh,
was
okay.
saying to the son, she was she was on Kurt's side. Like, I don't
Oh, so it's
condone
the son.
the disrespect. So, but I also feel like the question should be had if he was talking to his daughter like that. Would we feel like that?
Ooh.
if he
If he
said
was
that to his
talking to
daughter,
his daughter.
when I was like, I'm with Kirk Franklin as far as like checking your son. I would just not have done that. Like you don't have to belittle your child in order. I'm saying like I got my whoopings. I'm thankful for mine. I'm glad I got my whoopings. If
Right.
I ain't get my whoopings, yo, I'd be off the chain. But I'm saying like when it comes to with Kirk and his kids, like one thing I know what's worked for me, I never felt like no one was ever trying to like make me feel small. You feel me? Like my parents never
Yeah.
was really on the sense. Of course, you establish, who's in charge and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it was never like yo, you a bitch. Like, yo, like my father called me that, or I'll be like, yo, what the freak? Like, yo.
I think it's a difference between discipline and belittling your child. Like, and I don't have any kids, but I know there was plenty of times that I got beatings, I got put on punishment, I got cursed at. Like I plenty of times, and a lot of times I feel like it's when, and Ted, correct me if I'm wrong, it's like when you know that your child knows better and they still do the
right.
what you know that you've instilled in them. It's like
It's frustrating. It's
the
so
hell?
frustrating.
Yeah,
It's very
exactly.
frustrating. And like you said, I probably feel different because I've been a mom for just 3 short years. So we haven't experienced anything like that. The teenage years are coming. But I also know, like Walt said, every punishment that I ever received, every form of discipline I ever received was well deserved because I know that I pushed the limits. However, the disrespect was never there because of the reverence I had for my mom. So, of course, I tried it very early on. I tried it and it did not go as planned. So I just feel like there has to be some serious, like, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you prayed, you've done all these other things. It's so much deeper than what it has been exposed. Even with, he said he wants to talk about the abuse allegation. There's abuse. It's not like you could just break up with this person
Facts.
and just move on with your life.
This your whole
It's
dad,
not
yeah.
like, it's not like you could just wake up one day and like take it all back. I felt like I could not possibly sleep at night, knowing that I had did something like this to my parents, because and then a means to ruin them. You did like this to ruin him. I don't care what you say. Your intentions were to ruin him because you only released what he said, and not to mention. Let's go back. And I'm gonna let whoever. I just really want to say this part, and it's been really working with me in life. I don't know what part of Christianity that people feel they have a heaven and hell to put you in and diagnose a criteria. Every time that you, as a human being, lose your temper, lose your cool, lose your mind, you might have a little infidelity, you might have a little premarital sex. All of a sudden, everybody in the church wants to outline. Yes, I have a Bible as well. I study to show myself approved. Yes, I do. But born into this world, you are a day old and full of trouble. The moment that you're born, you are a sinner. That don't just go for Christians, that go for everybody.
Everyone.
You come into this world, your thoughts are wrong. Sins of omission and commission. Kirk Franklin ain't no different. Yes, as a minister or whatever, you're supposed to be held to a higher regard because you have a calling on your life from God. But Peter sinned. He doubted God. He denied God. Judas turned his back on God. We're not supposed to hold them to any deeper standard. When you out here sleeping with such and such boyfriend, you over here stealing, You over here doing, you know what I'm saying? You really have to.
It's very frustrating. I cannot tell you. It's the amount of times, like when I'm like at work, or just even like if I curse, or so, don't you go to church? Don't you believe in God? When was the last time you went to church? Why are you cursing? Like, who? First of all, I go to church and I believe in God because I curse, because I know that I have a temper issue. I know I'm not perfect. I know I need God to help me with those struggles, but I am human and I fall short of that. It is very frustrating when people try to put pastors, people that go to church, singers, anything that, oh, they don't make any mistakes, or they are flawless, or they're perfect, and then the minute you fall short and you're human, it's just like, oh my God, no, what? Oh my God, you're supposed to be perfect. Like this right here, that whole mentality is the reason why a lot of people don't like going to church, or they stay away from Christians, because they feel like you try to act like you're holier than thou and you're not supposed to make any mistakes, and you're so quick to turn your back and crucify someone for being human. Who said that you're supposed to be perfect?
No, like
And
it's
who
an
said? And who
imperfect
said
world.
the church was?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Juan.
No, it's an imperfect world. Like it's a world full of sin. At the end of the day, like Jesus knew that. That's the whole reason why he died. So the world gonna affect us at the end of the day. So it's going to affect us. The whole point of believing what we believe in is so we have it's encouraged for us to do the right thing and to stop doing the wrong thing. But if you were doing the wrong thing, that does not mean that you're foul. That doesn't define you as a human being. So I'm saying, like, when we have issues, when we have times, because like you're gonna go, life happens, things happen out of your control, and I'm not saying that your choices don't have anything to do with it, but still, like, there's going to be things that happen that suck, that that's out of your control. So when I'm pretty sure Kirk Franklin didn't orchestrate his son to put himself out there like that.
No,
so I'm saying,
exactly.
like, everybody know who Kirk Franklin is. We all know we got love for him. So I'm saying, like,
right,
when that happens and you just like, yo, what the freak? Like, this is not something that I wanted to happen. I just want to say just one quick. When it comes to the whole parenting thing, I believe there's like a nuance to parenting. And as far as like when people are talking about like how you should raise your kids and how you should talk to them and how when it comes to disciplining them and all that kind of stuff, I believe that, in no way, shape, or form, you should be actually damaging your children. But at the same time, I do believe that you have to respect someone's household for their household. If someone is raising their kids for how they are raising their kids, you still have to respect how their household is. Now, if it's clear that they are just straight trash to their children, of course, action is going to be taken. But when it comes for, as far as like our point of view on the Kirk Franklin situation, we don't know the whole ins and outs as far as, between Kirk and his son. So we don't have the right. We don't know the extents of like, what went all the way right or what went all the way wrong. We don't know what his son has been saying to him or what he's been saying to his son. So I don't think it's right for us, especially as a people who, our community is notorious for growing up in like damaged homes, broken homes, issued homes. And you have to think about the people, keep it a buck. It's the women that are usually at home raising these kids. Like our sisters, like I already know. And I've seen them, like they get super tight, super angry, because, that's a lot of stress on one person. That ain't no one person job. And it's extremely difficult with two. So imagine it on one. So when you're raising your kids and you're so quick to talk about somebody about how they should raise their kids, you have to think about, you don't know what the journey was. You don't know everything that went into behind it. You don't know if someone such and such was an alcoholic. You don't know if someone was sexually abused. You don't know. And we all know those are things that are notorious in our community. So things that we didn't necessarily put on ourselves. So don't just be like bad parent. Nah, like that's not right. It's like
it's always deeper than that. It's always deeper than that.
Yeah.
Always. And I also feel like when, I found out that, like you were saying, I found out that he was not the child of his current wife.
Yeah, him and Tammy.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I kind of felt like, okay, because
It's a hard. It's
I've
hard.
never
It's
seen.
hard.
I didn't
Mhm.
even know. I didn't even know he had an outside child. Maybe I'm not educated. Maybe I might be wrong for this. I don't know, and I don't want to speak on things that I don't know. But I will say it has to be hard for somebody that birthed you or whatever. That's your father. It has to be hard to watch him live a certain life and you over here living another life. I'm just trying to see both sides of the fence because my parents weren't together. My parents weren't together. My dad has a whole nother wife, and it strained our relationship because of the relationship that I had with my stepmother. We're in a much better place now, thank God. But it had just on his regard, the anger I felt as a child, I felt neglected. I feel like my dad, he never went above and beyond for me. That's how I felt as a daughter. So just from the outside looking in, you see your dad winning all these awards. You see him hugging his family, hugging your stepbrothers and half sisters, or whatever the case is. You see him sending the other kids off to school, and they look like they're having such an amazing life. And they're having dance-offs in the kitchen, and you've never experienced that. That, I believe, could be something that would cause a child to do some very egregious and hurtful things because you're hurt people hurt people. I'm not taking his side. I'm not saying he's right because he's wrong. Has two left shoes with holes in the soles. He's wrong because that is wrong. I would never. I don't even know where he's coming from. It is so wrong. But the hurt from a parent to a child. There are some things that my mother said to me in anger. I still remember.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I still remember some things that might have hurt my feelings back then. I still remember those things. And they're learning patterns for me and Eris. But I don't look at my mother in any different kind of light because she was a wonderful mother. She was a provider. She took care of me. And she taught me how to take care of myself. So it's just so many dynamics. And I just really, really, really want them to heal. I don't know how they're going to do it. Because, honey, I be looking at my son like, you know, it's that parent love because I also imagine if my baby, I can't imagine her doing anything that will take away the love that I have for her. You know what I'm saying? But even sometimes family members, you got to love them at a distance. Regardless, you still love them, but you got to love him at a distance because he has some self-growing to do, some self-love to do. He need to wrap his arms around himself. He need to seek his own therapy. He really need to seek, because you know the worst thing a person can do, the worst thing a wrong person can do is think they right. I swear. That is the worst thing you can do. Is to think you right because you can't see anybody else's perception other than your own. You can't see anybody else's perspective other than your own. So you are shielded by your actions, not thinking like, but he did this to me. I don't know what the man did. But ain't no way in the world, if you are completely innocent in this and he's an abusive jerk, then you would have released the whole audio. You would have released everything.
Yeah,
it has to be, and that's I never thought about it from the perspective of him, his son being on the outside looking. And I tell you, like, I'm there with you. Like, my dad, he and I never had the closest relationship. God rest his soul. And he did, you know, go and he married my sister's mom, and you know, they wedding and everything. I didn't get to go to the wedding. Like, it was a lot, but I always held I don't call her my stepmother, but she's just like another mom, a bonus mom, because she and I's relationship was very close. Like, there were times when my dad, when we did finally have a process, or when we did come back around towards each other, where like he would come pick me up and I wouldn't even go unless she was with him. So I am eternally grateful to her for that. Big shout out to her because her birthday is coming up and she is turning a fabulous 60. So happy birthday, Pumpkin.
Happy birthday.
Mwah, mwah. But it does do something to the child when you see, especially when you see like pictures, because I remember when I used to go and I used to see pictures of them all together, because she had two sons and they all lived in the house together, you know, and I would see pictures of all of them together. Even though I was coming back around, like, it's still, to a certain extent, it made me feel like I missed out on a lot of family vacations that they had. And not to, you know, put anything on my mom, because my mom was still providing a wonderful life for me with me and her. But when you are that outside child, quote unquote, like you do look in on situations, and even if they do their best to make you feel included, it's still something within yourself that makes you feel like, damn, like, because even with
Outcasted. You
you
still
feel
feel like
outcast,
you're
because even with my
outcast.
mom, like my brother, she married his father, so to a certain extent, like, yeah, I am the outside child on both sides. And people never really think, it's like, oh well, we bought you this and we purchased this for you. Like, no, it's still more to that. So I never thought about it from, like, all I just saw was just like, dang, he recorded his father and posted people to hate him. But from the outside looking in, I'm sure that there is more. And I'm
Yeah,
sure that
there's
he does have something within him. But I do want him, because that right there, and I'm speaking from a place of like knowing and having my father passed away, I want to say in like 2009. And I say to this very day, March 20th, 2021, I still have certain feelings and a lot of things left over because we didn't talk. And within the Black family, I wasn't ready to talk when he was ready to talk. And before I knew it, I had got the phone call that he had died. So it was too much. I couldn't, like, what was I gonna do? And even so, my wish and my prayer for them is that they fix it and they talk about it without social media. Because I feel like sometimes with a celebrity status and with social media, it adds too much to it and it puts off the healing. And I feel like so many times in the Black family, because Tay, you said something that really, like, things, our parents say things to us when we're younger, and they feel like it's, oh well, I didn't mean it, I was just upset, but they resonate to you like, yo, there has been things like, as I love my mom, there has been certain things that she has said to me that she probably think I don't forgot about. Like, no, to this very day, I'm 32 years old, and they still sit and resonate. And I am just now in 32, learning to be like to her, I need you to stop and think before you speak, because you, as my mom, I need you to realize what you say has an effect on me as your child. And you may be thinking that you're saying it and it's laughing, or it's not that serious, you're not doing it with any intent, but this is real. Like, what parents say to their kids, that will sit with them, especially if you hold your parent to a certain standard and you really care about what they say. If they just say one thing, you probably, sometimes it's in the back of your head and you like, well, dang, I wonder if this or wonder that,
oh
and
no,
you are overthinking things.
yes,
So
that is very
I'm an
true.
overthinker for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Mm-hmm.
that's very true. Like when it comes, I
Mm-hmm.
think it matters what they say and what they don't say at times as well. Like
Yeah.
when you have,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
like, I grew up with, like my family stayed together. We all rocked in Arlen,
Yeah.
but they come from like, well, my mom comes from a blended family,
Yeah.
and my siblings, they got some blended families. But like one thing I know, when we were younger, when we were kids, like sometimes, we would, of course, we siblings, we fight. That's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happens at times. And I remember it was at one point, like two of my siblings, my little brother and one of my older sisters, they was hooking, like
Like
every,
fist fighting.
yo, I'm
Damn.
saying yes. Yeah, I would come home, it would be after school, get to the crib, they scrapping and stuff would get, and they would get the popping. But I remember my mother would make it a point to like sit them down and talk to them like, yo, this your brother, yo, this your sister. Some people, they whoop them, no more fighting. But
Mm-hmm.
nah, it's like my mom, like our parents was for real about, hey, yo, like this is your sibling. Y'all not
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be scrapping like this. Like this is your, some people are like, are they fighting? That's what they do. They fight. I'm not saying there aren't times where y'all
Yeah, I don't like that. I
you
don't
Yeah.
gonna
feel. I don't want.
Yeah.
you gonna scrap. It's gonna happen. But I'm saying it's like, as far as like, that isn't something that in front of your parents you should think twice about, like
Yeah.
acting out or doing something or whatever. And I think, but that gets instilled from the parents. That
Yeah.
gets instilled from the parent in the sense of like, hey, this isn't right. Just like, we don't know, maybe Kirk could have took him to Disneyland a few more times or something like that. I don't know. What I'm saying, I'm not not trying to belittle, brother. I'm just
No,
saying,
I
like,
feel you.
Yeah, I
I feel
mean,
you.
no,
You have
we.
to do, like, it's when you come into a situation, and this is why I have a concern with dating someone who has a child prior to our relationship, whatever it may be. When you are coming into, you have to go above and beyond to make that child feel loved and included. And then especially when y'all get married, and then especially if y'all have a child, you have like, yo, when I used to go to my dad's house, my stepmom, if she bought my sister pajamas, she bought me pajamas. If she braided my sister hair, she braided my hair. Like, it was like everything, she did everything. And I feel like even when my dad passed, like to this very day, I still rock with her like super hard because she went above and beyond. And I feel like, not to put it on Tammy, his wife, but I feel like even Kirk and Tammy, like sometimes it could have been like to just stop and say, okay, I know he's resentful towards us coming together, but maybe we need to just call his mom and see, hey, we about to go and do this. Do he want to come? You know, we got to go to this award show. Do he want to come? We going to this kids movie premiere. Let's see if we could get him, because those things do sit with him. Now he 33 years old, recording conversations, posting stuff on social media. It's just like,
yeah, it's not always, yeah, and it's not always, it is what it is. This is the kind of relationship we have. A lot of times you have to, just like you have to train a child to walk, or you know, once they fall down, you don't say, oh well, they'll walk eventually.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Or you just don't give up the fight.
Yeah,
you know,
that is key.
You have to train that child into love. You have to train. You cannot stop, because like with my you know, with my dad and my stepmom, it was rough.
Yeah,
it was very rough. It was some underlying stuff between them that kind of resonated with us. So it ended up being like our relationship was kind of rocky the whole time. Our relationship didn't really get good until I had my baby, Eric.
Wow.
You know, and this is, like I said, she's 3. So our relationship didn't get good until I had her. And it became, we had something in common. I'm not saying the man should have a child. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying that it has to be some kind of transparency in private, so that people can actually get it all out. Don't like, I just loathe that. If I'm arguing with somebody, and I rarely, I know a lot of folks be thinking I be going through it in my little relationships, honey, because I just post what I feel, with memes. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I can't imagine me and my significant other, or me and my mom, or me and my aunts, we arguing, and I blast them all over Facebook and tag them and sell it to the highest bidder. I just cannot imagine. So I just feel like they need to not give up on, if there is to be any healing. I mean, at this point, if Kirk was to say, well, you know what, the hell with it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want him to do that. You can't do that. Like,
I don't want him to do that, but at the same time, it seems that the boy, there is nothing that he can do to suffice.
He is a grown man.
Yeah, he's 33. If you were going to do this to your daddy, there's nothing your daddy could have done to stop it. There's nothing your daddy could. What exactly was the catalyst? What did you want him to do? Did you want him to go on there and say, okay, I'm not making fun. I abused my son.
It's like,
I'm not making fun. I'm just being
I'm sorry, it's the way you saying it. I feel it's the way you saying it.
I think Kirk should keep the door open.
What did you want him to do?
I think he should keep the door open as far as like, to make, if his son ever gets his head right, I mean, his head right, like, all right, let's talk it out. I feel like because you're the parent, that is a door that you should never close. It should stay. It should always be open. It should always be open, because that's your child at the end of the day. Literally. And I'm not saying that Kirk he's been transparent, and I'm saying, but it's learned behavior at the end of the day. You cannot tell me that Kirk has nothing to do with his son being the way he is. Now, I'm not saying that he's grown. He ain't got no business doing none of that or anything. Yeah. But, you know, I do. If I had my son and my son was coming at me the way that his son was coming at him, even if I was trying my best and he still grew up to be a 33-year-old dude that was clowning me, and I'm over here calling him bitch ass over the doggone phone. Even after all that, I would still come down and be like, yeah, all right, but that's still my son. Right. That is my son.
I don't even think, like you said, thank you for changing my perspective, because I just feel like, okay, keep the door open, but I feel like they should do some healing. He need to heal over here. He need to heal over here, and then bring that together. I just feel like y'all need to go to counseling separate, because there is a drastic disconnect between what he felt was right and what Kirk Franklin said out of his own mouth. That's behavior that has been going on for a long time.
And it's been going on for a long time. But you know what they always say is 3 sides to the story. It's your side, my side, and the truth. It's what actually happened. Everybody has perception because it's everybody's perception of what transpired or what happened is totally different. We could and watch the same movie the same time, and we could all walk away from the movie with something totally different. So it has to
Coming to America. What? No. Y'all ain't
finna get me on here. I always sound like a negative Nancy. I'm not gonna say nothing about it. Keep going, Jane.
Okay, so I feel like him being the outside child definitely plays a major part of it, and then whatever his tendencies or his views as a man, and then Kirk's views as a man, that I'm sure they have to be clash for clash, because a parent will always feel like, I did my best. How dare you be ungrateful? I did my best. I did what I could. And that's to you, but to me as a child on the receiving end, I probably felt like it wasn't as much as you could have done. I felt like I wanted, like Walt said, one more trip to Disney World, or I wanted you there at one more birthday party. And aside from him creating a whole other family, this man was also like touring all around the world. It was just, I'm sure there was so many things that he just not be at because he had obligation, right? Like every nation
in the family,
bro. Like he had like I don't even think there was like a time where Kirk Franklin was not like out. Like he had
circulating at all points of the day. Yeah,
literally, he has transcended over 20 years. Music industry, bro. He has overcome lawsuits. You had Kirk Franklin and the Family, Kirk Franklin New Nation, God's Property, Kirk Franklin. And now you just Kirk Franklin, and then that's it.
Is that the same son that's on that Hero album that he had recorded on that Hero album?
Probably, because I don't think him and Tammy have any kids together. I think it's his child. I think it's his son. This son right here that we're talking about. I think Tammy has I could be wrong, but I don't think him and Tammy have any kids together.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and we probably could wrap it up. But I'm gonna say this: if that's the case, then that's even worse. Because I'm your real son. Oh, that would break my heart. So yes, we're gonna keep the door open. But y'all need to do some self-love, separated in different rooms.
Need to hug. Just hug.
I mean, yeah, but I think that some self-accountability has to be had.
Yeah.
Because
on both sides.
Before you bring it back, you have to be to a point of rationalization. I don't think what he did was rational, so I don't think that he's a rational person at this moment because of the state that he's in. Kirk is probably not rational because he has to make all of this, PR. He gotta go and do all this.
He gotta do damage control.
Up, but he has to make sure his stuff is secure. Damage control, he has to do all of that. So they're not in a space to really be naturally relaxed and actually have a generalized conversation without it being like, a mess.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly, the reason why I said I feel like it's natural because you went in with the intentions to record him, so you knew how to push his buttons, and you knew that those buttons would be pushed. Okay, so like I said, the door can be open. You can keep the door open for y'all to have a conversation. But I also feel like there is something that I love, and I thank God for is time. It's not guaranteed. But the longer that this goes by, the longer that you guys have the opportunity to heal. So I will leave my last thoughts is that I really do not want them to leave this world without making amends because death is so final.
Girl, you preaching.
And I just feel like, there are some people in this world that I have so many regrets that I didn't say this, I didn't say that, I didn't get to meet this person, I didn't get to meet that person. Thank God I have not lost a parent. But to people that have lost a parent, it is irreversibly damaging. And, I just hate it for them because it's so public. That's my problem. It's public. Yeah. We've all had spats with our parents. We've all had like little beefs or whatever, little tiffs, arguments, whatever the case is. But for it to be plastered all over the news is a totally different demon that I think that he's dealing with. So I'm really in prayer for him, and I wish people would stop thinking that Christians are some kind of angelic beings that drop from the sky. No, baby, we were birthed just like everybody else. So, pray for us. Pray for us. Definitely. I'm definitely praying for him and his family.
Pray for him and his family, because woo child, my cousin Kirk looked like when he posted that video, I was like, damn, Kirk is just.
But he was so I'm gonna say this is my last thought. I never thought that if we were to have a Christian commercial like with us advertising Christianity, I never thought that they would have him up there. Like I don't see him as the poster child. When he was in the 90s, when he first started out, he got so much criticism because his gospel sounded so much like secular music.
Yeah.
So where they didn't even want to play in church.
They didn't even want to play his stuff in church. They didn't want to play. Like, they was playing Kirk Franklin on the radio. I want to say it was like 98.7, 104 something, 107.5 in New York. Like, they was literally like playing his music, and like he made it fun. Like,
Stump was like we did our youth revival, and we had a whole choreography.
My grandmother would play them cassette. She would record it when it actually was on the, how folks used to do back in the day with the cassette tapes. And that old Cadillac, she would record them joints, would play them joints back. We would be,
Do you want a revolution?
Like, come on.
When he had salt and pepper on there, I was like, when I think about the goodness and the fullness of God,
maybe thankful, pity, the hateful, I'm grateful. The Lord brought me through this. Trying to be cute when I praise him, raise him high. What? Yo.
Keep it alive, be bumping. Man, come on now. So, again, we're going to go back to the top. Sorry, we had to do a little praise break. But I just really am prayerful for him and his family, because this is like a really, and even though it's self-inflicted, this is really a stab to a lot of different things. His family, his marriage, potentially. Ooh. It could just get really bad to his ministry, unfortunately. And sometimes people just judge you so bad, your testimony is hindered because you cuss your son out. Like, people are just unforgiving.
I'm definitely praying for him. I know that much. After this, I'm buying it. Oh, girl, he gonna make a good. I'm definitely getting it. He gonna make a really, really, really good album. But this was a very good show. We had a very, very good one. We're about to get up out of here. Everybody gonna give their last and final things. We're gonna start with let's start with Tay. Go ahead. What you want? What's your final things you want to say? Don't forget to drop your IG.
For you guys. I'm grateful for you guys. I had an awesome time. Thank you all for liking, sharing, subscribing, and keep that going. We have been increasing our viewership, so it's just amazing. Big shout out to the Courtroom and the Collab Presents. Make sure you like and subscribe as well. My IG, Lord Jesus, always mess this up. My IG, it's _Tayvis. O is Tavis on IG. Y'all have a good night. Go ahead, Walt.
I want to say thank you for everybody for watching. This was the Water2Wine podcast. Shout out to the Courtroom. Shout out to everything that we doing. Y'all already know. The Collab Presents, all that. Y'all can check my artwork at, all the stuff I'm doing at Walter Aaron. It's literally my name, at Walter Aaron on Instagram. And look forward to another episode. It was a great time.
Yes,
all right, y'all. This is Water2Wine podcast. Your co-host. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at _JSHARAE. Shout out to the Courtroom. Shout out to the Collab Presents. Shout out to the Republic, who does all of our editing. Shout out to all podcasts.
Yes.
And a major shout out to my mom, my other mom, Pumpkin. Happy birthday. Love you.
Happy birthday.
Thank y'all for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Water2Wine. We out. Peace.
Peace.